Well, here we are. This is my first test I'm doing. This is through OBS recording feature. Encoder preset, Superfast. The one's just above very fast. 720p in all the resolution areas. And 30 FPS. Pretty much the opposite end of possibly what the Elgato one's gonna do, but we'll see. Chilling at about 54% CPU usage.
Unfriendlies.
How you hiding behind the tree, dude? Come here, my dude. Alright, so let's deliver the bomb. We're gonna need 4 blue glow. Need to find the rifts, and we should be good to go. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing I don't understand why I'm doing these tests. Are through OBS, it pretty much with the same exact computer says I can only record at 720p 30 FPS without it going mental, without my CPU like trying to fry itself and just die on me and getting extreme frame lag. But
Maybe
when I use the Elgato Game Capture software, it apparently records perfectly fine at 1080p 60 FPS, so that's sort of what I want to see, what the quality differences are and whatnot. And maybe I'll just look into it if anybody knows more about OBS recording specifically with a game capture card. I'd love to hear it, because essentially what happened was, oops, I first ever used, I got my Elgato HD60, and I attempted to stream with their software. The only problem was, when you attempt to stream with the Elgato software, from what I remember, I could actually stream, but then doing any sort of overlay, like, it was very taxing CPU-wise, especially with their stream overlay, or they call it something different on the game capture software. Stream command, I believe.
Now deploy the launcher.
This is going to be a kind of rough spot. Like, we're right against a ton of walls. Oh, hope for the best.
There it is. Time to shut it down, Commander.
But, essentially,
Let's start by deploying the
didn't
armor.
like me streaming with their software. So I read about OBS, I read about XSplit, decided, alright, I'll try OBS. Very confusing at first. Luckily there's a lot of resources out there if you're new to streaming. And it allowed me to put up overlays, to do, bits and graphic dono donations, and any sort of graphic you want, any sort of little thing through,
Sorry.
I use Streamlabs also. But it was confusing to me why it worked perfectly fine in OBS, but, the game capture wasn't the best for it. And, what I had read was it was a little more taxing CPU-wise, the game capture software. And this was, when I first did this, I was on Windows 7 Pro. Oops. Was it right behind me? Okay. There we go. Nice and easy.
The armory is now active. To produce your first bomb, add blue
And
glow.
so, I went with OBS saying, learned how to do it. It's definitely useful. Especially if you've never streamed before. especially OBS, because specifically, you know, there's a lot of resources out there, and it's just, I think it's a good thing to learn. But I just decided to attempt recording some things here or there, and that's what I'm confused about. Is I would have thought my OBS, specifically if I record only, I figured it would have, you know, been great. I'd be able to do 1080p, probably 60 FPS. Because I could essentially, with what I got, I could probably stream at 720p. You always get so many llamas when you don't need them. I mean, I need them, but I don't need them. Alright, let's get one more blue, though. I'm getting way too distracted.
Wish I could.
I love Outlanders. This dude is one of the best, if not the best in the game. It's just way too easy to get distracted as Outlander. You see a glow thing? Please, let me get it. And it's like you're a little kid. Shiny. Shiny, please. So that's why I'm essentially testing these.
Serious?
And maybe I'm not doing something right with OBS. Like, there's always that possibility. The only other thing I was, like, semi-worried about is the nice thing with OBS is you can save it as a .flv. And what I was reading, again, was if you're recording and you happen to crash midstream, say 45 minutes into like an hour-long stream, or sorry, recording, you'll have all that saved on a .flv. Whereas, you know, specifically if it saves as an MP4, you end up losing it all. So that's why I was also, you know, looking more into this, just to sort of future-proof for any possibility. The other thing was, I don't know specifically, Elgato, you can save it as a MP4, but it uses a TS file, so I didn't really know what those were. But it's a good little learning process. This location sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's gonna be the GOAT though. We'll see. And then the advantage, you know, OBS is obviously the more and more you know about what the hell you're doing, OBS is the way to go. Because you can, you can customize pretty much everything you want. But we'll see. Oops. Hopefully I learn a little something. I think as of right now, I'll probably use the game capture software through Elgato. If it really does, you know, give that much better quality. My only thing that I was thinking too is that since the game capture software is developed, you know, by Elgato, it could be a little more streamlined for recording specifically, because they always were like a recording type software. So, holy crap. We got Malachite, we got Shadow Shard, got everything you could want. Excuse me for the nasalness.
I'm halfway to a well-regulated
Just
militia.
decided to get hotter here today. My body does not like when it goes cold, hot, hot, cold, cold, hot, hot, cold. If you stay one or the other, I'll be fine. Constantly switching back and forth, very annoying. And that's what confuses me too, is like the game capture software goes more in line with what I would have thought I'd been able to record. Because recording is a lot less intensive than streaming. And so, I used to have a Halpog HD PVR back in high school.
You brought this on yourself.
And even back then, from what I can remember, I could record, I think, up to 1080p. On a very, very bad computer. So that's why it was a little frightening at first with the OBS settings. Me possibly getting like a lot less resolution and quality out of it. I don't really know why there's wood there, but whatever. Back a dude. Alright.
Let's see.
Actually put some good material there. I'm kind of worried they're going to drop down on top of that. I just won't do it there. Actually, I don't know. We'll come back to it. I should at this point just deliver the ball. Okay. As much as I want to kill an encampment, I'm okay. Looks like my game is lagging. Love Save the World, but hate this. It's been a lot better. A lot better than it used to be, of course. But the only other thing also, sorry, I get, you'll find out if you watch. I can go on tangents very easily. But what that means is, what I was thinking is I've upgraded to Windows 10 Pro since. So maybe my, you know, game capture software really needed Windows 10. I don't know. So a little thing I like to do on Deliver the Bomb, I think it's always easier to go to... What? Wait, how did I just get 49 nuts and bolts when I didn't destroy it? I'll allow it. I don't know what just happened there, but why not? I think it's always better to actually go to the finish. That hurt.
Oh, this hurts.
It's better to go to the finish and see specifically like what pathing, because it's like this direction you can't path this way. And there's no easy way to path around this way, so I mean, placing the tracks are the hardest thing ever.
Nope.
Don't at me.
Wish I could.
I'm gonna remember on the little scavenging up here. Should be open completely. I don't know what is going on with this game. It's like weirdly laggy. But yeah, if anybody knows more about OBS recording, please. Love to hear your thoughts. I think overall it's been good to be forcing, you know, essentially forced to use OBS.
Sorry.
It allows a lot of growth in learning pretty common things from a streaming slash recording process. I mean, I definitely just hit that, right? Like, I didn't miss that, did I? You hate to see it. Come on, I know you want to place it. I know you want to. There you go.
Nope.
Okay. His thing is like not working. Super. The skinny pole I get. I've had a lot where even with Mr. Striker air conditioner, it don't like to. Don't like to actually place it. So close. This is the best update they've had in a while.
Serious?
You've been out of the loop. They updated all the UI. They pretty much updated everything about the game.
Next, we'll need to transport the bomb to the launcher.
It makes a lot more sense.
Defenses around the track.
You know,
If the bomb
I
is
definitely
destroyed,
came
we
in to
can
save the
always make
world
another.
for the
This will
V-Bucks.
be
I
a
won't
run
lie.
and gun style mission. Follow the
But
bomb and keep it safe
as I
during
played,
transport.
I kind of got into it. I like the whole. In my mind, it's kind of like a 3D tower defense. And reminding me of a game I used to play, Orcs Must Die. Some of you may know. A lot probably don't. But there was a lot of initial hurdles for somebody coming directly into this game, especially later on. I came in around, I believe, the Blockbuster event. And I mean, overall, overall a lot of it made sense, but there were certain things, specifically survivors, that they just did a terrible, terrible job explaining. But you know, slowly looked up some YouTubers. Just a quick shout out. I think it's Litna. I've only watched him for the Survivor video. Like one of my first things I watched because I had no idea what was going on. Since then, I've mainly watched David Dean and Aiden Harris. Check them out.
Sorry.
Very, very good YouTubers. Is it really bugged? Oh. Wait, what?
The bomb is on the move. Keep it safe.
I'm super confused. I did hear about a possible bug recently. Something with... Something with deliver the bomb. Like, where you didn't even have to deliver it. Or... I mean, I thought you needed 4 blue glow. Maybe they changed it? This is a spooky game right now. Yeah, so I'll probably have 1 or 2 more test recordings. For sure, 1 more. And then after that, the biggest reason I was doing this was to really show soloing the Storm Shields. Now, obviously, you know, this is my first account. I'm in Twine now. But that's where I decided, okay, I'll actually start showing them. So I'm on Twine Storm Shield Defense number 2. And honestly, I was like a level 84. I was trying to level up some traps because I didn't have resources. And it should be fairly easy. Since the update, you pretty much were guaranteed to gain a couple levels, I felt like. So I went from an 84 to an 89. Now, I will caveat that with saying that I did do a little bit to make my survivors a little more efficient.
The bomb is taking
Oh
damage.
shit. Leave it alone, dog.
The bomb is blocked.
But that was a decent amount of time ago. What you doing, little guy? So hopefully this works. I don't know why Deliver the Bomb has ended up being the mission that bugs out the most from my playing so far. Yeah, I actually just started playing. Oh my lord. This ball's inside me. No cap.
The bomb is blocked.
You're gonna feel this.
Get him, Bear.
The bomb is taking damage.
Ray, I'm glad you're concerned. I think we're okay. I think we'll do it. Who's got the high ground on me? Come on now. This is actually the first... I think my first legendary schematic, the Razor Blade. Just started using it again recently. It's pretty fun. What? Not even a question. Don't even... I don't even want to bother questioning it.
We
We
made
did
it.
it.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how cool that is?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has had also.
I could blow
There's
up
been a
all of
lot
my
of connection
problems with that
timeouts
thing.
since the update.
Enough of that. Let's get to work. The bomb has been loaded into the launcher. The launcher will auto-target
Otherwise,
the
the
rift while it
update's
charges.
been really, really solid.
Defend
It's
the
just
launcher and prepare
weird
for
amount
some
of
unwanted
connection
guests.
timeouts. Show you. I'm gonna make all these doors just in case. As you see, I get very overly protective. One thing I try to work on is not overbuilding. Because, I mean, you can do any mission in this game easily overbuilding. So, that's something I have been trying to work on. But, up until about end Plankerton, I was soloing, I mean, every bit of content in this game. Then I found out it's very efficient to do 4x missions, even though the community is something. But I'm just gonna do, I'm kind of over leveled, so just throw some traps down. Shouldn't be too hard. Little tip. A lot of people know it nowadays, but another very, very useful thing I've learned through watching some people. Put a 45 degree. So that's either a roof piece edited like I just did, or you can just use a stair. I personally like the floor piece because it's very easy to edit. So if you get into trouble real quick, you can just edit that out and be good to go. I'm just gonna put doors everywhere, you know? Why not? Why the heck not?
Serious?
Close up shop. Leave that one open.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna make this a little spicy. I'm not gonna put too many traps. Honestly, just throw some flamies down. Throw up a couple extra walls so they don't do any funny buzzes now, husks. You don't really need to put roofs anymore. From what I've seen, in general, if you put roofs, then the lobbers start to actually target it more often. Alright, we'll just grab this last little loot llama fragment.
Always a plus. Llama party time!
And we'll put the most OP thing down in a second. And it's something that I'm sure a lot of you know. If you don't, it's probably one of the best things you can do. It has its drawbacks. It isn't as like overly powerful, like oh my god thing. But it involves the defender pad. Fuck it. Yep. Usually you want to put a zapper just in case the taker gets in here. But I'm lazy and don't want to craft a new one. So, it is the Sniper Defender. She is insane.
Nope.
Specifically if you have the Obliterator or the Neon Sniper. Now, the Obliterator was not recently anymore, but it was in the event store. Hence the reason why I have this now. Otherwise, I would not have it. I'll put that down in a second. So I used to always use Adrenaline. But what I found out was, honestly, the respawn banner is really, really good. Because later on, as you go on with the game, it's, you know, it's damn difficult. To not die. Especially to the blasters. They suck. Who likes them? Nobody.
Take this, Storm Freak.
And normally I forgot to put my 4 launchers there. Let's put one down real quick. That's the other advantage of using the 45s. You put a 4 launcher down and, man, it saves a lot of time.
Serious?
And headache. But this banner, the key reason of using it is the fact for 45 seconds you actually get an increase in the health of your walls. Everything that's attached to it. Don't really know whatever, we'll try that one. Okay, buddy. So I meant to do that a little earlier. Throw you down there. Before I get too distracted, yeah. The Obliterator or Neon Sniper allows the Sniper Defender to shoot through walls. Or specifically anybody that uses the actual sniper. Shoots through walls, shoots through cover. And it's really, really good at what it does. Wait, leave that wall alone. This is the old bacon shooter, as they call it. Very good gun, but energy ammo out the yin yang. So that was sort of my plan, was to put that down as the boss comes around specifically, because it's only about a 45-second timer. Hey, get off. And especially for solo, the 4 launchers are just so amazing to give you that time to get over. So they can't constantly beat on the wall and, you know, just destroy it very, very quickly. But as you see, she's doing work. So you box her up, and she just snipes. Luckily, as I was saying before, the Obliterator came out of Event Store not too long ago. But it'll come back at some point, I'd imagine. A little bit of a fail, I'll admit.
Here it comes. 30 seconds left.
This is a very fun gun to use, though. That's one of the things. I mean, people just think of this game as a V-Buck simulator, but honestly, there's a lot of fun things you can do in it.
Sorry.
So, I mean, I normally would have built up a lot more. Granted, I'm kind of
We got a
over-leveled.
big purple situation.
Dude is struggling over there. No, I want to kill you. No. So, that went a little longer than I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be more about 15 minutes. That's test number 1. And said if anybody happens to watch and knows anything about OBS recording specifically, and even better if you have Elgato Capture card, let me know. I'm all ears for learning about quality and whatnot. But I'll be putting another video out here in a second using the game capture. And we'll see if there's a big difference. But for those who happen to come by this video, thanks for stopping by. And hopefully I can get this figured out. Have a good one, boys and girls. Peace.